Welcome to SAVOR Indiana. I'm Laura Sheets. This week we're exploring craft breweries along the South Shore Brewery Trail. The trail stretches from Lake through Porter and into LaPorte counties in northwest Indiana. Our adventure starts in Munster at Floyds Brewing Company. Caitlin Hendricks is the sensory scientist and a Brewers of Indiana Guild board member. Caitlin, what is the difference between a pub crawl and a brewery trail experience?
To me, a pub crawl gives the impression that you're going to drink until you crawl, and on a brewery trail, people are looking for an experience. They want to try delicious beers that they maybe ordinarily wouldn't have tried and pair that with food, and they want to experience the local culture that brewery trip would bring them.
How do you suggest getting the most out of your brewery trail trip?
Planning, for sure. The South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority has built an app and they have a website which are accessible through the SAVORIndiana.com website. The South Shore website provides a map, up-to-date information on the breweries, events, and festivals, as well as links to each brewery's website.
How many breweries is it reasonable to visit in one day?
It depends what you're looking for. I'm always on the hunt for flavors, so certain beer styles or certain breweries I want to try and pair that beer with food. Of course, food is important if you're doing a whole trail as well. And it's important to drink responsibly. The three-county area right here along the South Shore has about 4,500 hotel rooms that you can use as well.
Why the explosive growth in Indiana's craft beer industry?
I think people are looking for new experiences and to engage all of their senses in every way that they can. Around this area, we're using the Lake Michigan water as our water source, and water is one of the most important aspects of making beer. So specifically for us up here, that I think is creating a lot of growth.
Thank you, Caitlin. We'll come back to learn more about Floyds, but first we're starting where most craft breweries do, in a garage. Here's Jonathan Day in Valparaiso with more.
So thanks, Laura. Barb Kay opened Ironwood Brewing on her 33rd wedding anniversary. The brewery is located adjacent to Valparaiso University campus on the east side of the city. The brewery's location seems appropriate since Barb learned to brew in her college years.
I wanted to have my own brewery probably for 20 years, and finally bought this building in 2012, and then it took me about a year and a half to build it out because I was doing it after work.
Oh, wow. So where do you get your inspiration?
I was assisting at Backroad Brewery in LaPorte, and Floyds was having a lot of success. Those were the two early ones in this area, and kind of what I used as inspiration to say, if they can do this, so can I.
I understand that you've had some mentors along the way. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
I had a gentleman named Bill, and he helped me when I got my first real brewer job. He came and spent a couple weeks and helped me learn how to use a 15-barrel system.
If I wanted to get a couple of beers here, what sort of styles of beer could I enjoy?
I do try to have an IPA or a pale or something a little bit hoppy on at all times. I've got a couple of English styles, and my specials run the gambit from barrel-aged stuff to whatever.
You've got an incredible space here. Tell me a little bit about this tap room.
We have community tables, and we try to get everybody to talk to each other. So we have friends you've never met yet that you will meet here at Ironwood.
What is your beer brewer's philosophy?
My philosophy is I'm here to brew beer and have fun.
Visit SAVORIndiana.com to learn more about this woman-owned and operated brewery in Valparaiso. For SAVOR Indiana, I'm Jonathan Day. Cheers.
Taste buds are hungry for some upscale dining to go with your craft beer? Two Hammond breweries have you covered. Byway Brewing Company is a labor of love which grew from the extensive home brewing experience of Dave Toth and his longtime friends, Chicagoan Tom Dazinski and Munster resident Bronco Sign. The trio kept their day jobs and built a new building that opened in February 2016. They hired a seasoned head brewer, Patrick Jones, along with veteran chef Brian Rance, to spearhead Byway Brewing Company's daily operations.
We have a 20-barrel brew house with an additional 3-barrel pilot batch system to make smaller one-off beers. About 5 months after we opened, we ended up winning about 6 awards at the Indiana State Fair Brewers Cup, including Best in Show for our Oak Street Porter.
So describe the styles of beer you make here.
Most of our beers are pretty traditional to style. We really like to put an emphasis on the true character of the beer and its style and not overwhelm it with a lot of additional flavors, but we do still like to do a lot of experimentals. But again, they're very well balanced, very clean flavors where you really get the true character of the beer to come through.
Phil, tell us about your tap room.
What's unique about our tap room and these tables is our fathers actually went and built all of them. So we used all of my grandfather's wood, and we created the communal tables and the 4 tops with his wood that he had.
Describe Chef Brian's food menu for us.
He does a seasonal menu with everything done from scratch. We have 3 different tiers to the menu. We do small plates. We do a baby octopus that he braises and char grills. We also do sandwiches. Our BLT uses Newski's bacon. We like to use local farmers whenever we can. And then on our entrees, we have our take on an adult mac and cheese.
Phil and Angie, thank you so much for your hospitality.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming by, Ron.
Cheers. In 2010, Drew Fox founded 18th Street Brewery as a home brewery. The name honors the street he was living on when the Chicago native had the idea of opening his own brewery. When Drew wanted to take his brewing experience to another level, he joined Pipeworks Brewing Company as an apprentice. Drew was quickly promoted to a brewing position, and he was brewing full-time when Pipeworks won Rate Beer's 2012 Best Brewery in the World award. The next year, in 2013, Drew opened his 18th Street Brewery Brew Pub in Gary, Indiana.
We grew at the speed of sound. I don't think we were prepared for it. I think we were pretty much caught off guard. And it seemed like everything we did to try to increase production just wasn't good enough.
So tell us more about this facility here.
Yes, the building itself is 37,000 square feet. It's 2 floors. The entire building is 16 inches poured concrete. When we walked into this building 2 years ago, it had 1 light, no working bathroom, no running water. So we knew that we were up for a challenge. If you look at it today, it's a beautiful rendition of what we are and who we are as a brewery. I really wanted to set this company up for success, not just to be a one-hit wonder 2-3 years down the road, but success so everyone can enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Describe what you produce here.
We produce a wide range of ales. Our wheelhouse are IPAs, double IPAs, and stouts. Those are the kind of core beers that put us on the map.
You have a really robust food menu for a brewery tap room. So how did that come to be?
And I said, let's change what we're doing and let's change the mindset of people. Let's bring it right here in Hammond, Indiana, and let's really give people another opportunity to have, some of those burgers and fried foods, but also have some of those eloquent, beautiful menu items that they pay $200 for and drive over the border in Chicago. Let's have it right here.
Chef Andrew Daring has created an amazing dish for us. Tell us what you made here.
So this is a celery root risotto. So what we did here was made a really nice velvety celery root puree to mix into our risotto as we pick it up. We also have some shaved shishito peppers, a pressed pork belly over the top, some celery curls, celery leaf, and some curly rainbow carrots.
Thank you, Drew.
Cheers.
Cheers. We have more information about these 2 Hammond craft breweries available at our website, SAVORIndiana.com. There you'll find more information about the entire South Shore Brewery Trail. For Savor Indiana, I'm Ron Gifford.
The town of Griffith, with a population of around 17,000 people, is home to 3 craft breweries. They opened their doors within 3 months of each other in 2015. The Wildrose Brewing Guild was formed in 2011 in Sherrillville by neighbors Dave DeYoung, Kevin Cripple, and Ed Halychuk. As they practiced their craft, David's wife Karen and neighbor Tony Nicola joined the guild. They won some awards, got great reviews on their beers, and began looking toward the future. In early 2015, they opened their tap room in a converted warehouse on Griffith's East Side. David DeYoung is their full-time brewer and manager.
We wanted to first focus on operating our brew pub and selling most of our beer over our bar. And we wanted to have enough space in the bar so that we could have live music and local artists' works displayed. But we wanted to eventually reinvest those profits into a production commercial brewery.
I understand you had some brewery training in Denver. How was that experience?
It was a great opportunity for my partner Kevin and myself to get some experience brewing on commercial equipment. You can do all the research you want, but until you've actually had some hands-on experience, you never really know what things are going to be like.
So what drives your passion for brewing?
This is a relatively new market for craft beer, and what I want to do is expose our market to delicious and creative beers, something other than what the big guys are making.
What should your guests expect when they come here?
A fun, friendly, approachable brew pub that serves our delicious craft beer along with a nice wine list, small craft cocktail list, and a small but delicious pub menu. Our most popular sandwiches are a pot roast grilled cheese sandwich.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
In downtown Griffith, husband and wife team Joe and Robin Pokropinski operate Pokro Brewing Company. When he was 19 years old, Joe's mom gave him a Mr. Beer kit for Christmas, and he was hooked.
It's part science and part art, so it's really outlet for my creativity.
Joe's new hobby quickly became an obsession. Robin brings both business experience and management skills to their microbrewery and tasting rooms, which opened on Valentine's Day 2015. Pokro is derived from Joe's nickname at Lowell High School, a shortened version of his last name.
Joe's heritage is mostly Polish, and mine is mostly Eastern European, so we wanted some of those elements reflected in the beer and the beer styles, the food, as well as the feel of our tap room.
What styles of beer does Pokro offer?
Joe focuses on brewing mostly Belgian and English style beers, but also does some Polish and other types of beer as well. He's done a Polish style made with potatoes and molasses. And we also entered one of our beers into a competition because we were asked to do so at the Indiana State Fair. It was called the Bicentennial Ale Competition, and we ended up winning first place.
I see your food menu reflects your Polish heritage.
We have pierogi on the menu at all times. We have 7 different flavors, and we also offer Polish sausage and kraut at all times.
So your cucumber sandwiches with deep fried bacon on them caught my eye on the menu.
One of our staff came up with the idea to take what was a simple appetizer and make it even better by adding deep fried bacon.
Thank you, Robin and Joe.
Thank you.
New Oberfalls was the first craft brewery to open in Griffith. Dan Linnerer located his operation in this remodeled 1930s building on Main Street. New Oberfalls Brewing is named after a Bavarian district called the Oberpfalz, where his ancestral roots are. Dan and his wife Jennifer founded the business in 2013.
What we're trying to do is create experiences that I had at breweries in America, as well as breweries in Germany and Holland and France, places that I visited, that I really enjoyed being in. They make great beer, and that's what we strive for every day.
What styles of beer do you brew?
We specialize in German styles, and our flagship lager is a Helles lager, which is a traditional Bavarian pale lager. It's familiar to a lot of people, but tasty enough, and it's the beer that we sell the most of.
What do you want people to experience when they come to New Oberfalls?
We like to expose people to those new flavors and experiences like I had when I was a tourist, and now we get to do that in America for Americans without having to go to Germany.
So tell me more about your food.
We have a full food menu, and we offer burgers, pizzas, sandwiches. Our number one selling item is a Bavarian pretzel that we source from a German company.
Thank you, Dan. We have more information available about our craft breweries in Griffith on our website at SAVORINdiana.com. There you'll find links to the breweries we visit, the entire South Shore Brewery Trail, lodging options, and more. For Savor Indiana, I'm Laura Sheets.
We're here in Chesterton at Hunter's Brewing. Hunter's Brewing has a reputation for being a coffee shop for beers. Owner of Brewers, Amy Gentry and Justin Riester, moved here from out west in 2010. Their Nano Brewery, named in honor of their pet dog, opened in 2013. Amy and Justin are both certified beer servers. That's the designated industry standard for identifying those with significant knowledge and professional skills in beer sales and service. They're also recognized beer judges.
We're here to educate our customers on different beer styles. Since we've been open, we've had about 160 different recipes on tap, anything from a lighter style, darker, hoppier, and things in between with special ingredients.
Tell me a little bit about your brewing philosophy.
We only have a one-barrel system, so that allows us to really focus on handmade beer, quality ingredients, quality product, and everything that we do here has our heart and soul into it. We put 100% into everything that we do, and we feel that that really shows in the quality of the product when you come into Hunters.
I know you are one of the few female owner, brewer, operators here in Indiana.
It's a great opportunity for us to showcase that women can be just as strong a force in the brewing industry as men, that we can turn out just as quality a product, just as good of a product, just as tasty, and it's not just chick beer, it's the real thing.
Amy, I know you're a vegetarian and that has influenced your menu.
So our menu here is 100% vegetarian vegan. Our thought in the food is that it's hearty, it's flavorful, it's pretty to look at. It twists on elements of things that you might find on a regular traditional meat menu, but done vegetarian style.
Amy, Justin, thank you so much. You can learn more about Hunters Brewing at our website, SAVORINDIANA.com.
St. John Malt Brothers opened in February 2015. Neighbors Jim Eastry, Dan Cox, and Dave Witt decided to open the craft brewery, as they put it, to share their passion and commitment to offer great tasting brews crafted with natural ingredients. Dan Breed is the head brewer. Dan regularly attends continuing education events around the country, learning the latest industry information on key beer making ingredients. So Dan, what inspires your brewing?
Floyds, has a huge presence not only in Northwest Indiana but globally. Very inspired by a lot of the things they do, and we had a customer that comes in here every once in a while, and he would bring us beers from Lagunitas. And ends up he's one of the main brewers at Lagunitas, so he's really kind of acted as a mentor to me over the last year and a half. He comes in here, he evaluates my beers, evaluates them honestly, sometimes too honestly if you ask me, but we get a lot of good feedback from him. He's helped me out a lot.
So let's talk a little bit about the beers that you brew here then.
Okay. We're very IPA driven, a lot of English style ales. Our Kolsch style I'm quite proud of. We get great feedback on it, and it's in tribute to Bill Paxton. We called it Game Over Man, which is probably one of his most famous lines from one of his most famous roles in the film Aliens.
Jim Eastry is president of the operation.
We're really trying to provide a facility, an establishment here in the town of St. John where somebody can get great craft beer, outstanding food, and just top-notch exceptional service.
So tell us what else is on the menu.
This is our pint of bacon. It's one of our more popular appetizers. It's marinated with our burnt bottom brown beer, and it's basted through the cooking process not less than 6 times.
Thank you, Jim. Dan, we appreciate your hospitality. Cheers.
Cheers.
You can find more information about these two craft breweries at our website, SAVORINDIANA.com. There you'll find a link to the entire South Shore Brewery Trail. For Savor Indiana, I'm Ron Gifford.
Eastern end of the South Shore Brewery Trail. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of breweries, each with their own unique style. Burnham Brewing was founded by 7 New Prairie High School friends who share a passion for craft beer. Their 8-seat tap room opened in May 2015. So I'm here with Steve Murray, who's one of the founders. Can you tell me a little bit about how the business came together?
We used to homebrew back in my college days, and started to dig out the equipment and go buy a couple new things to make it all work again, and started homebrewing again, doing kits, and then started jumping into making our own recipes almost right away with a lot of inspiration from what was going on around us.
Fantastic, mate. Tell me a little bit about the brews that you actually have here.
So we make a lot of different stuff. We've kind of been known for making a lot of really weird different brews. Our slogan is comfort in the disturbed and disturbing the comfortable, and we treat our beers the same way. We brew a lot of stuff that would make people think twice about drinking it, but then you get them to taste that sample and then they want to come back. One of our main staple beers is a cream corn cream ale, and it's brewed with sweet corn in the mash. We've brewed beers with pork, like smoked pork chops in it. We've brewed, like, we use chocolate, we've used white chocolate, we've used marshmallows, we've used almost anything you can think of. We've put in a beer, different herbs, spices, flowers, like, it's all been done.
So I've been talking to Blake Murray, Steve's brother and one of the founders of the Vernon Brewing Company, about the food that they present.
So our menu, we have a pretty small snack menu right now, but we consist of soft pretzels with pimento beer cheese, and those are made with our spent grain. And then we have some small personal-sized pizzas that all the crust from the pizza and the spent grain pretzels are all made from a local bakery.
Tell me about some of the awards that you've won here.
Back in 2016 at the State Fair Brewers Cup in Indiana here, we took a silver medal for our Brindle Brown Ale, and then 2017 we took gold in the Brett beer category for our Farmhouse Cletus.
So mate, that's terrific. Thank you so much for
Thank
showing
you so much,
us.
Jonathan.
Shoreline Brewery was the first brew pub in northwest Indiana. Owner and brewer Sam Strupik chose Michigan City for its proximity to the lake and for access to great water for brewing. Sam combined his knowledge in restaurants and his brewing skills to create a new brew pub experience with high quality craft beer and high quality craft food.
The secret of our success has really been a lot of hard work from a lot of good people, making sure we have quality beer, quality food, great service, and for me, just surrounding myself with really good people.
Tell us about the styles of beer that we're likely to have.
Well, we do about 40 to 50 different styles of beer every year, ranging from anywhere from a light lager to an imperial stout and everything in between. We do some Scottish ales, some English style ales. The German lagers are pretty popular around here as well.
What's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite. Like, that's asking me what my favorite child is.
So I'm here with Barry Smith, who's the chef here at Shoreline. He's been here since 2011. Barry, tell us a little bit about your menu here.
We do a menu of contemporary American fare and brewery classics with some small plates mixed in that have a little bit of global flair to them. Asian tuna sliders, Veracruz style fish tacos, pierogies are one of our best sellers. We take pride in doing simple right, you know. So whether it's scratch-made sauces or you know the methods that we do, we try and at least take the time and put the love into the food so that it shows on the end, even in the most simple of dishes.
Sam, Barry,
cheers.
Thanks so much for your hospitality today.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
And if you'd like more information on Michigan City craft brewers, go to our website at savorindiana.com. There you'll find a link to the entire South Shore Brewery Trail. For Savor Indiana, I'm Jonathan Day.
Floyds Brewing is the largest craft beer operation along the South Shore Brewery Trail. Caitlin introduced me to head brewer and co-owner Chris Bogus. Tell me about Floyds Brewing Company.
We're a brewery that started back in '96 in Hammond, Indiana, about 3 miles up the road. We moved to Munster in 2000 and I've been making beer here ever since.
How do you describe the styles of beer that Floyds makes?
We make kind of a skew on traditional, like British style ales that are kind of Americanized or weaponized, as we like to say here, for our palates. And we also like to make some lagers that are approachable yet interesting, flavorful.
You've made a significant investment in your packaging operation. Can you tell me about that?
We actually built a packaging hall and installed a brand new Crohn's line. We put in a brand new filler, 44 valve filler that can empty tanks in about 2.5 hours. So we're trying to grow into that as a brewery so we can kind of match our output with our production.
Caitlin also introduced Ron Gifford to Floyds Brew Pub head chef Pat Niebling.
Thanks, Laura. Well, in addition to being joined by Chef Pat, we're joined by Chef Scout Hughes. So, fellas, tell us about the brew pub here at Floyds.
So, here at Floyds,
They're making the awesome beer, and we're always trying to combat that awesome beer with awesome food.
How do you come up with a new recipe?
A lot of times we'll find new ingredients or like search out new ingredients, like try to get our heads out of our own pantry here and try to find stuff that we've never messed with before and just start experimenting with it and like then plugging in the things that we know really well and like, oh, this will work really good with this, you know, that kind of stuff.
Tell me about this before I attack it.
So we have, we call it our pork shoulder steak. We take pork shoulder and sous vide it for 24 hours. So it's just super, super tender. Sear it pretty hard with a lot of butter. The white sauce is a triple cream cheese that we torch. Some butternut squash that we've also sous vide so we can kind of ribbon it. Traditional southern chow chow and garnish with a little red vein sorrel.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scout.
Thank you.
Sorry you missed out on this great food, Laura. It's a tough assignment. Somebody's going to have to do it. I'll just let you and Caitlin finish the show while I finish this up.
Thanks, Ron. Caitlin, the number and variety of craft breweries in Indiana is impressive. Tell me about the Brewers Guild of Indiana.
The Brewers of Indiana Guild was established in 2000 and is a nonprofit organization that provides resources and a unifying voice for all the craft breweries. We promote and increase public awareness about the craft breweries by hosting beer festivals and many different marketing initiatives.
This has been a fun trip at the South Shore Brewery Trail. Thank you, Caitlin. We invite you to visit the SAVORIndiana.com website, where you'll find links to all the tools and information that you need to plan your own South Shore Brewery Trail getaway adventure. For Savor Indiana, I'm Laura Sheets. Cheers.